Happy Friday. Today's live is all about how to find content ideas that are already working. So a lot of people, they get stuck. If you're in that beginning phase of learning how to create content for your business or your side hustle or your boss's business, whatever, if you're having a hard time figuring that out, it's usually because there's some kind of blockage between all the stuff that you know and turning that into content and learning how to repurpose everything. Thank you so much, you guys, for being on here. Fuchsia, yeah, I was just in a pink mood today, and bam, pink coffee cup. So I have this concept, and it's not my original concept. I did not come up with this, right? You don't have to be original on social media, and of course we don't want to copy someone's work, or we don't want to, not just copy and paste the same thing, right? And there's a really, really fine line on social media about this, right? But we have to learn how to scroll with purpose, okay? So that there's already millions of creators out there that are already creating content. It's already doing well. We have the data, we have the numbers, so we can look at what types of videos are already going viral or they're already doing well, and then we can pick those things apart. And so this live is all about learning how to pick that apart. I like to call it marketing algebra, and I think there's a cooler word for my more creative people, but in algebra you're okay, solve for x, z squared, x squared, there's all these variables in the equation. Well, the marketing equation is the same thing. We're looking for the variables, which are your target audience, phrases that will call them out, phrases that they'll identify with, their pain points, the more specific the better, their dream results, your service. So as you're scrolling, let's say there's a trend, that's some trending audio that people are using. And when you can kind of see it in this way, you can say, oh, I can actually recreate this. So right now there's a trend that's big sister advice I would tell you if I wasn't afraid of hurting your feelings. And that's a common trend going around right now. And so that's something that can be adapted to any niche. So there's a couple people on here. So I have a photographer, Nadine's on here. Did you know, Matt? Okay, Ness and Beautifulness. Okay, so whatever, let's take a photography example. Let's say you're a photographer and you could just simply repurpose this. You'll find a video, and this is something I just posted earlier today. I posted a reel about this where click this audio, and the audio is always down on this corner. It's if you see a little upward arrow down here, down there. If you see a little upward arrow, you'll see that it's trending. So you're just gonna click on that audio. It'll come up, it'll say use audio in this blue box, and you can just go through your camera roll and find a recent video of you. And if you don't have recent video of you, then go back and watch my quick little tutorial on how to get really quick B-roll, because the more B-roll options you have in your calendar or in your phone, in your albums, the easier this will be. So back to the example, right? Photography advice I'd give you if I wasn't afraid of hurting your feelings. Okay, and I know Annalise should be don't wear a hair tie on your wrist. It would be something if you're at a wedding, freaking put your phone down. Instead of we don't need a freaking phone in the middle of the wedding shot. Thank you very much. And so whatever your industry is, there's a couple things that you want to say, but you don't, but you think they should just trust you because you're the expert in your industry. You see what I mean here? So this is a trend that can apply to any other industry. Okay, so if you have questions about that, please do put it in here. That's the bonus of being on the live, is you can ask me questions in real time. And if you're not here, you can watch the replay on here on Instagram or on YouTube. So you'll see if you go to Instagram, so this is the step-by-step version. So we're 6 minutes in. This is the part where I really want you to pay attention, okay? So we're 6 minutes in. I want you to go to Instagram, type in your niche, photography, for example, social media manager, whatever. And so you'll type it in the search bar, and then you'll see these different tabs. This only works on your phone, by the way. This won't work on your desktop version, okay? So then you'll see all these tabs. So Meta AI will be oh, photography is blah, 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 blah. Try to give you some AI description. And then you'll see audio, reels, accounts, things like this. And so you're going to type on that reels tab, and you'll see the reels and you'll see the views. And so what I want you to do is I want you to watch the reels in your industry that have the most views, and see and just dissect them, What's the visual? Is it a trend? If it's one of those quick reels with text on screen, look at that text on screen and say, what part of this talks to their target audience? What part of this, is talking about their pain points? And you can take the same phrase and you're just plugging different phrases in there, different mini phrases, because at the end of the day, it's all about your target audience, their pain problems, their pain points, what they want to solve, their problems that they're experiencing. And there might be many, right? So you could even recreate the same reel and do it several times with maybe a different pain point. So this photography example, her clients are wedding people getting married, but it's also families capturing their newborn moments, or like their life moments, right? Or like whatever it might be. It's back to school photos, it's senior sessions. And so, each one of those little micro niches, each one of those is going to have a little bit different of a pain point, right? So maybe it's like, big sis advice I would give you on your wedding day if I wasn't afraid to hurt your feelings. Big sis advice I would give you for your family photos if I wasn't afraid of hurting your feelings. Do you see, does this make sense? Put like an emoji if this is making sense, right? So that's what I want you to do. You're going to type in your niche, and you might have several different niches, kind of sub niches. For example, for me, I talk about social media, I talk about entrepreneurship, I talk about living your best life, talk about mindset and this like glow up process. And so I could be searching all of those and just kind of keeping an eye on the reels that are doing well. You can take this a step further there's like a little save button. It looks like a little flag. So I think in some cases, depending on how you're viewing it, you might have to like click the 3 dots and then click the little flag, click save. And then I have a whole collection. You'll click save and you'll be like, oh yeah, I could recreate this for sure. Click save and then put it in a folder on Instagram that says, recreate this content. So it's as simple as that. And the most important thing, yes, I want you to be original. Yes, I want you to share your own unique perspectives. But if you're just at the beginning of your journey and you're not sure what to post or what to say or what to talk about, this kind of exercise is a great way to build some momentum until you get a little bit more comfortable, okay? So if that makes sense, again, I'm going to hop off here soon. So if you have any questions about content research or knowing what to post in your industry, please do put them in the comments, in the chat. But hopefully this makes sense. You're going to research, you're going to figure out what's doing well. And when you're nighttime scrolling, right, if you're just on there and you're like doom scrolling, whatever, I never doom scroll because I'm always scrolling for inspiration. This is really like doom scrolling doesn't exist in my world. But if you are just scrolling, just think about, just have that in the back of your mind. What are they talking about? It could be a totally different niche, but you could still take that same idea and adapt it to your own niche. So just go through as you're scrolling, oh, this is their pain point, or this is their solution, or this is a problem that they experience. So as you're doing this, just do your scrolling and do it with that in mind. And now you're not scrolling, you're doing market research, okay? So nobody has any questions. I'm glad this was so crystal clear. Hopefully this makes sense. You can watch this again on the replay. And if you do have more questions, then send me a message. I'm always, I try to make reels and content that answer your specific questions. And also you can join my email list as well. So every time you join my email list, you get a free profile audit. So it basically shows you how to, optimize your account for search. It shows you how to appear as a leader in your industry. Believe it or not, in 150 characters, that is your Instagram bio, you call out your target audience, you establish yourself as a leader, you turn views into followers, and then you get them onto your email list. And that's all totally doable in 150 characters. So you get that free strategy worksheet when you sign up for my emails. I also have a couple auto emails coming out too that are basically explain my biggest Instagram mistake and how to avoid that, because I had to go through something horrible, and you don't have to do that. So you can read the email and figure out what that is. And then there's also another way to come up with content ideas to never run out of content ideas. So you kind of get like a free mini course just delivered to your inbox. If that's something that you would like, comment the word guide. I have an automation set up, and so I'm not sure if it works on lives. Always market research. Yes, Sydney, always market research, for real. Don't feel bad about scrolling. Like, if you're being mindful, it's market research, okay? So I have lots of guides for you for free. I have a masterclass for free on my website as well. But the best way for you to get like little tiny implementable nuggets of social media wisdom is that mailing list, because I know that you're overwhelmed, right? If you're here, if you want to learn about social media and how to make it easier, it's because you're overwhelmed or you're not sure where to start. But the beauty of what I do is that I've already done so much learning and so much trial and error and so much experimenting that I know where to put your efforts and in what order for maximum impact, right? And so when you're sifting through all of the noise, you don't really have that perspective and you're just trying to piece together strategy based on random things you get on the internet or Instagram, YouTube, whatever. So join the email list, okay? And thank you so much for your time. I hope content is even easier for you, and I hope you have a great weekend. Bye.